Let's go, baby.
You are doing the most.
Yeah, you're doing too much, Slam.
You are doing absolutely the most.
Hey,
You know you got to do a little something for Halloween, man.
I guess so. Only you.
look, I wear the same costume every year, disgruntled black man.
All right. Hey,
This is crazy.
I'm here to share y'all video. I ain't gonna stay on here. Oh, you videotaping? Yes,
This
indeed.
is here.
It's Halloween, y'all, too. I don't usually do this, but
Yeah, obviously you're in a good mood.
That's good. Look, whatever makes you have fun in life, man, do that.
yes, sir. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, we live on all the platforms.
Okay.
Let's watch in.
Do something else.
All right, we wore that at work today, didn't you?
Yeah, I did actually.
I know you did.
And that's how you went in.
That's how we go in, baby. See, got anybody in the house yet? We don't scare too many people off, you know what I'm saying? Y'all come on here, don't know what's happening.
There you go. Right. Who is that? They want to know who is that? Who is that?
Tap in, tap in, tap in. We about to get it started, y'all, in a minute. Am I missing somebody?
They might be trick or treating.
I know, right?
It's fired up.
We about to get started in about 2 minutes, y'all.
Okay.
It may be trick or treating.
Trick on this treat. Woo!
I'm straight and trick.
Hey. It's Halloween, y'all. Let's do our thing. We about to get this show started in a minute. So if y'all guys just tapping in, just got stuff to fire up broadcasting. Who's this calling me? Somebody trying to call me now. Why everybody trying to call me as soon as I start the show? They don't make no sense.
Because
Yep.
they see you.
Every
They
time.
see you. That's why.
I know, probably. Jesus, goodness gracious.
They see you.
Y'all don't celebrate Halloween, huh?
No.
As I said, man, look, I don't
You
really
know-
mess, I don't really mess with too many Hallmark holidays in here, and this one ain't even a Hallmark holiday. This is something else. So I just don't mess with it.
You know, it's like a holiday here in California.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about it's about as big as Christmas.
What?
Yeah, I mean, if you go to West Hollywood right now, oh, you talking about it's crazy. It is crazy over there right now.
'Cause they do the just like here in Texas, they do the Daylight de los Muertos,
Yeah,
which is like the Mexican Day of the Dead.
that's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so a lot of people party and celebrate that stuff tonight. And like I said, here in San Antonio, man, it's a lot of Hispanic Mexicans, and they definitely be down with that stuff.
Right. Well, we about to go on here to get started. Y'all guys ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, I'll be turning the mask off when we come back. But for now,
Just forget the parade and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace. I love y'all.
The reasons that we're here.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Reasons, you guys. And this is fired up on Reasons today. Happy Halloween to everybody. It's your boy Fuel in the house.
Black lifting the place to be. You know what time it is. Let's go.
And this is Dr. C. Let's get it done.
And once again, you know what I'm saying, Fat Boy is out again because, you know, he got a situation going on, some family stuff. So, you know, much love to you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Get things taken care of, man. We're going to have a good show today. And hopefully you can tap in too or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Wherever you at, you know what I'm saying? Tap in if you can. So we got a lot to talk about today, man. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's a lot, but it's interesting.
Very.
It's definitely going to be interesting, though. But before we get into that, I mean, everybody good? How's everybody going? Everybody good?
Everything is good. No complaints. Still here above ground.
That's right. Yeah. Any day above ground is a good day. Let's go.
Hey,
what?
Rhonda, don't nobody, they don't celebrate Halloween there? Where you at on the set?
Kids do. See, children celebrate. They out in them streets.
Oh, okay.
Adults are not. Adults are at home because they got to go to work. They got jobs.
You know, I had adults at work, you know, dressed up.
I don't know if California really got adults. So
California is stupid crazy with it when it comes to Halloweens and the holidays, man. They just kind of like it's like you would think it's Christmas or something, you know. I see you, Toy. I see you. You're on what's that? Facebook? Where am I on? Facebook Live. That's what's up. What's up, Nook? What's up? All right. Let's get into it. Let's get into a conversation here. All right, guys. I was questioning this because obviously I've been through it, and it was just a curious thing for me. And it's good that we have a beautiful young lady on the show that can actually, you know, kind of give us a little more perspective on what this thing is about.
What you really need is help you out, but let's go.
Right. He in his therapy session right now.
That part.
Let's go.
All right. So the question is, you know, what if she never calls you first? Is she really into you? That's the question. And I'm gonna hit you guys with the video. You know, because of what and see how much of truth is to what this young lady says about it. Okay. And y'all let me know.
Never calls you first or even texts you first. She always seems to be too busy or conveniently forgetful. You're left wondering if this is just how she is or if she's just not that into you. What's the deal with women who never text or call first? Is she playing you or is it something deeper? Let's get real. This might be the biggest red flag that you're missing, and it says more about her intentions than you think. Guys, let's face it. Women know what they want. And if she's not calling you first, it's no accident because we are creatures of communication. If she's genuinely into you, that phone will be ringing and her name will be lighting up your screen. If she's not, well, here's what you need to understand. It's not just a habit, it's a strategy. And if you're ignoring this, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Don't get caught in the trap of thinking she's just shy. No. This is often a test, a power play, or worse, a sign that you're just not her priority. Let me give you details. So number one, she's not that into you. She never.
Ooh, what do y'all think?
You got a nice little sigh there. Talking about, ooh, like you get home.
I mean,
so ladies first, Dr. Cotton, go ahead and drop your opinion.
So, what she says is there's a lot of truth to that. And then also sometimes when you are like once you're getting to know someone and you realize that okay, you may like a person, but there's some things that are different that you have to make adjustments to. You, as a woman, sometimes you don't call because you're really wanting to see if the person's interested. So this is what I find that happens when you first start having dialogue and conversation. You know, the guy will call. Right. And then, but if you're the one that's calling all the time, I had somebody do this to me. Somebody, well, why don't you call and wake me up in the morning? Excuse me? I am not the alarm, you know. But the
Right.
thing is well, you call, we talk anyway. So, why can't you just call and wake me? Because I'm not your alarm. But like, what is wrong with you doing what you normally do? But I find out that really a lot of times it's a power move for a guy to try to see how far he can push a woman into doing what he wants.
What? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
because
Well,
the thing is this, it's a test.
Mm,
So if you've been playing this game
mhm,
with someone and trying to get them to do little things instead of just being you and do what you normally do, you become very needy.
mm,
And a woman who is really looking for a man don't want a needy man. They want a
mm,
man that wants her, that would like for her to be their helpmate, but they don't want you to need them for everything. If I got to call and remind you about things that you've been doing before I ever came into play, you're testing to see what I'm going to do. And normally my pushback is an absolute no.
mm,
I'm not going to do it because one, you grown. Two,
mhm.
I got things that I need to do. I don't have time to call and check on you first thing in the morning. If I call and say good morning, that's one thing. But now you're trying to give me a chore or a responsibility connected to you. I don't need that because you're
Mm.
adding more to my plate and nothing to yours. So no. So it's again, but what the video is truth, and the thing is sometimes women that are interested, they may not call. This is the other piece. They may not call first because people have put it in their head that um, you should wait a couple of days before you talk to someone that you like. And
Mm.
I think that's crazy because when you're grown, if you want to talk to a person, you just talk to them. When you see
Right.
that that's not working for you, you just say, this is not working for me. And you
Right.
keep moving. But to be waiting a few days before you call somebody, no. Why am I waiting? If I want to talk to you, I want to talk to you. My goal is to get to know you and see if we gel, if we match, if there's something we have in common. And if not, then can we still make friendship outside of anything else? And if we can't, then okay, it's a move on. So let's move on. We don't have to waste time.
I guess I'm gonna let you go first, Woody, before I get
I
my
know
little
you're
question
about to
on.
tell me that you done waited and put a girl down because she didn't call you first.
Actually, and to be honest with it, Lisa, what's up, Lisa? Thanks for joining in.
Yeah. So for me, when I'm trying to be as delicate as possible. So a lot of women, and Dr. Cotton, this probably don't pertain to you, but there's a lot of women that like to play games.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, now the game is,
Mm.
can I get this dude strong?
Mm.
That's part of the game. Okay. No, you can. I'm just telling you, Dr. Cotton. That's what it is. And so they want to play.
It's his reactions that's cracking me up because
Exactly, because he thinks the same thing, but it's like, so here's the thing. So people nowadays like to play games.
mm-hmm.
And I don't understand why they like to play games instead of just being honest about what's going on. Either we click or we don't.
Right.
Okay. The thing about some dude telling you to text him or call him first to wake him up, this dude's looking for a mama.
Mm.
You not trying to be his mama. Ain't no woman trying to be your mama, homeboy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what it is. Now, number two, there's a strict saying, and everybody can act like it doesn't matter or it's not what it is, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. Sometimes competition can spur that first call. Mm-hmm. Because first of all, what I'm saying is no woman wants somebody that nobody else wants.
Mm.
Do you see what I'm saying?
So you're saying it's a competitive thing in a sense.
In a sense, yes.
For some women, yeah, it is.
Exactly.
They don't want.
So it's like this. So they don't want you till they want you, or until somebody else wants you. So the thing is so like I'm gonna tell you right now, if she never calls you first, then she know that you are her only that she's your only option right now.
That she's my only option?
Right. That you don't, that you're really not with nobody else, or you're not talking to anybody else. So there really is no reason for her to try to make you her priority. Does that make sense? Dr. Cotton, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. I want y'all.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm telling you what I'm telling you. It's like, so if you had, let's say you had 2 or 3 other irons in the fire, and she wanted to be the one, I promise you, she will call you first.
But I mean, so you're saying basically it's just like if you're trying to date somebody, if you're trying to see someone, and you know, especially with me, I've done the online dating thing. So if I contact you and I basically show my interest in you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like if especially if it's explained to you my work schedule, you know, and all this type of stuff or whatever, you know, and I'm not saying that, oh no, I'm not going to call you, I just wait for you to call me. But if she's on that same thing where I just wait for you to call me, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to be
but it has to be mutual. And what I mean by mutual is like, okay, so bust it. One day you call her first. Okay. And say she's busy or whatever, and she hit you back. Okay, it's all good. Now, if after that point, if she makes no effort to reach out to you first on another day or something like that, there's got to be some give and take. It's got to be mutual. If it's not mutual, then it ain't gonna work out.
Well, I guess with me, if it's mutual, it should happen naturally, not like a competition, not like a ooh, you call me, I'll call you type of thing, you know. And I'll go before I go into further. I just want to acknowledge everybody that's actually here, that's on Facebook. Tap in, you guys. Go to YouTube. And comment, and actually you can comment where you at, and you know, join in on the conversation or whatever, because I really want to get more women perspectives besides you, Dr. Cotton, as well, because the situation that basically I think I might have mentioned it. Did I mention it before? Blacklift, about the one lady that didn't call or whatever the case may be, and it wasn't me purposely not calling her. It was just kind of like I'll call, but the only reason she will call is if I call her.
Then that's a problem. Then that's not mutual.
Yeah, that's not a person that's interested. No, they're waiting to see what you do. So the thing about getting to know people and relationships, you know, when you are interested in someone, then you do what you need to do to get to know them. And it doesn't have to be who calls who first. Now, if I'm calling you all the time and you're not returning my call,
it's a different thing.
Send me a text, then we're not talking anymore, because I'm not a text person.
Right. That's a whole different
grace, but I'm not going to do that with you the whole time. But if you're calling and the person says, well, I was waiting on you to call me. No, you wasn't waiting on me to call you, because if you were interested and you really wanted to talk, then you would have picked the phone up to call me.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be who's calling who first. If both of you are mutually interested in one another and you're interested in getting to know one another, then whoever's calling, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's just that you're getting that time in to have the dialogue and conversation to see if that person is someone that you want to, you know, move forward into, you know, seeing about talking or maybe moving into a serious relationship. But if that person says, oh, I was waiting on you to call, well, what are you waiting for?
No, then that's somebody that's trying to play games.
Yeah, they're
not serious about it all. They're basically just trying to play a game. And if you want to play games, then okay, you know.
But Dr. Khan, you just mentioned that sometimes a woman would just wait to see if you called or whatever, because it's a competitive thing too. Because
so the women, what happens is, say someone meets you and they're talking to you and you say, hey, I have this other person. I'm not settled down with just anybody right now. I do want to settle down. and the girl finds out that you're dating other people, that you're actually going out and spending time with other people, or you have someone else that you've been interested in before you met them, they will more than likely, depending on how much they like you, will try to take up your time away from the person that you might be really interested in. So they are going to put more effort into calling you, trying to see if they can have some time with you, see what you can do, spend time, hang out, all of that. If they're not really interested, they will call you when I call you. You call me when you call me. We have some conversation. We can go hang out if I feel like it, if I don't, or whatever. And they're good with that. And then you have some that if they know that you really like them, then they try to put the press on to see if that's a way of getting you into a relationship with them because they know that you're digging them. So now you're calling them and they're not really returning your phone calls, or they will text and say, hey, I'm busy, or they'll say, well, I'll call you back or whatever. But you're still calling them because you're very interested in getting to know the person. Like that person piques your interest. But women will be like, they'll be on hold and they put you on pause for a minute if they need to, just to see what you're going to do, and then they can come back around.
Ain't that like that's like playing a game too, though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Let me put this. Okay, I'm gonna put you guys, give you this guy's example. Okay, this person actually wanted to have a relationship. Basically, I mean, I'm talking about from the start. It was kind of like within a week or two, or whatever. It's about trying to have a relationship. But it was kind of like if I don't call her, she wouldn't call me. If I go a day or two and you don't call, we neither one of us call each other, doesn't that mean that we're not really serious about trying to be with each other?
You're not. No.
You're right. You're not serious. You shouldn't be the one that has to reach out after 2 days. That's a bunch of crap. No, I mean, like I said, it has to be mutual. Mutual interest has to be shown. I shouldn't have to call you first.
Beginning.
If you're missing me, then hey, hit me up.
Right.
And we cool. But obviously you're not missing me, and therefore I'm not missing you. So let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
No hard feelings. It's just that we're not in the same place,
Right.
But you do have some guys and girls, women that say like if they say their love language is what is it? Affirmations, touch and affirmation. So if you're calling someone, if a person is calling you, you're spending time on the phone, having dialogue conversations, good conversation, not just a lot of craziness, but real good conversations about a lot of things. But then, and you spend time when you can and do all these things. But then later on, they say, well, I don't know if you really like me. Excuse me? Who got time to waste time with somebody? I wouldn't be on the phone if I didn't like you. I wouldn't try to spend time to see you if I didn't like you. Why do I need to say that I like you in order for you to understand that I like you? But there are people that have that. And sometimes to me, that is just a thing of lack of confidence, maybe, or something's been missing that they have to be reassured. So if you're constantly having to reassure a person in a relationship because they think that affirmation means is everything, but no, a person can boost you up with affirmations and let you down with your actions. So I can talk to you all day and affirm you all day, every day. But if what I'm doing is not matching my actions, is it the same thing?
Let me ask you this. Do women intentionally, well, it's probably, I don't know, you probably answered that already, but they intentionally don't, like, they could be like actually really into somebody and really like that person, but intentionally not want to call or whatever because that person hasn't shown that interest in them?
Yeah, they might.
If
a woman thinks that a gentleman is not really into her, even though she, they've hung out, spent time together, but he doesn't call and he uses texting. This is my thing about text with guys. First of all, we grown people. I'm old school. Don't text me.
Right.
Because I ain't got time. By the time I started text with you, I done moved on to something else, I forgot what I'm supposed to be texting back to you. So don't text me, because the time it takes me to get a text to you, you can pick up the phone and say that in 2 seconds.
Right.
So you're wasting my time by texting me, and what you're texting is nothing really important. It's just a bunch of BS. So if you're going to have a conversation with somebody, pick the phone up. Back in the day, before we ever had a cell phone, before we had the beeper.
Well, yeah.
What did we do?
Exactly.
If you wanted to talk,
you had to go to a phone.
You pick the phone up and you have a dialogue, conversation. Because why? It helped you get to know the person that you were talking with. You were learning things about the person in a conversation, whether it's about them, family, friends, what they like, didn't like. You had an ear to hear. Nowadays, we use the cell phone as a tool to text. So it's supposed to be communicative, but it decommunicates people, because now we're texting. Have you ever paid attention to how people talk to you? Sometimes they talk to you like they send in a text.
Well, yeah.
Well, and texting, you cannot, context cannot be conveyed through text.
Of course, exactly.
So basically, emotions cannot be conveyed through text. Exactly. You may say something and it's a joke, but somebody be like, "What the hell they say to me?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's why, yes, it's very important to actually just pick up the phone and talk to somebody. But to your point, Fuel, the problem is that in today's society, we've gotten away from talking to people.
Yes.
Okay. And so therefore, trying to play a game, but that's playing the game. If she's really into you, she should call you. I mean, if she's not calling you, then is she really that into you?
Right.
Because I would consider
yourself in a relationship if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's kind of like you say that you want to be with somebody, but yet if you don't talk to somebody in 2 days, is that really a relationship? If you don't talk to them in 3 days, is that a relationship? No. And then, and I don't know, like this is the young lady I told you guys about the birthday thing. Just the same person. So put it this way: you don't tell me it's your birthday, and you can go 2 or 3 days without fucking. I mean, excuse my language, but then obviously it's not trying. You know what I'm saying? No, which I'm cool with her because of what I genuinely know her as a kind person to be, but not to a point where I can be in a relationship with. It's too much holdback. I don't know if she had understood that or understand that, but it was too much. To me, it was kind of like secrecy to me, because when you don't communicate with me or whatever, and the conversations that we do have is very brief, and it's not on some moving forward. It's not on some trying to accomplish anything together. You know what I mean? Then I'm thinking that you just. I'm just just there temporarily. You know what I mean? So,
so look at it from this standpoint. Her behavior now is an indication of her behavior later.
True.
So what kind of signal is she sending you? Exactly. As to what's going to happen later on if she gets really pissed off and don't talk to you for a week? Or you know what I'm saying? You're moving into a relationship with somebody that's already volatile at the beginning. So it's only going to get worse. So that is an indication of future behavior and an ultimate red flag.
Right. That part. And I'm good with figuring out red flags. I think I've been around long enough to tell what a red flag look like. So okay, all right. So let me say shout out to Talita. What's up? I see you just tapped in. Brian, what's up? Mace, Carolyn, what's up? Miss Basket, that's my almost mother-in-law used to be. Anyway, Lance is in the house. LA in the house. What's up, dog? And Tia, what's up? And KK. Is that Kiki? Yeah, I think that is Kiki. But anyway, join in the conversation, you guys. Ladies CRW, that's on Instagram, and Tiny Ain't Young 2 on Instagram. Join in the conversation, guys. Say hi. I don't know. Tap in and say hi. We're talking about what if she never calls you first, or if he never calls you first. You know, I always say she because you know I guess I.
Because you would do, yeah.
You got a lot of issues.
we need to just change this to the.
Hey, sometimes I gotta know. I gotta know what's.
Go ahead, Dr. We need to change this to the fuel help hour.
I know that's what it needs to be.
All right, we got. There's levels to it. Things got confusing after you got the draw.
Okay.
Look.
That's an emotion. Look, that's an
you ain't even got the draws. You got big problems now.
Bucks, you stupid. There's levels to it. Things, but you know what? I don't.
Go ahead, say it. Go, look.
Be careful.
Yeah, but watch it. Watch it.
Careful.
I'm trying to be careful here. No, it wasn't about the draws though. That's the thing. It wasn't about the draws. It was just basically the communication. It was about the, you know, and it couldn't have been that confusing just to, you know, for one to say your birthday. It ain't that confusing to say, you know, hey, you know, or call if you ain't hear from me. Something could have happened to me. I don't know, you know, and vice versa though too, because instead of me waiting to see if they called, I could have called my daggone self. You know what I'm saying? What will keep me from calling? But that just says the dynamics of what we were trying to have wasn't what we really thought it was going to be. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I get. What's up, cuz? I see Michelle. She's in the house. What's up? Well, I ain't gonna ask you about voting because then we go into a whole nother.
Yeah.
Renee Tyson, what's up with you?
Let's keep it moving.
Right. But join in the conversation, you guys. We're and if any of y'all got other opinions about, you know, calling first, you know, saying if she never calls you first or he never calls you first or whatever, how you feel about it, and have anyone actually been in the relationship where you know, you go days without talking to each other? Any of you guys ever?
I have.
I mean,
but we're in a
long distance wise. Because you're long distance or because
we're long distance.
Okay.
You know, so I have, and it's because of what my job is, what their job is. So, you know, and they dating me, they know that okay, she has her schedule, what she's doing.
Right.
She's busy. And so sometimes by the time I get home, I don't want to say another word. I just need it to be quiet because I'm talking to people all day, whether it's my staff or whether it's, you know, guests, customers, you know. So when you're talking a lot to people all day, you don't want to talk when you get home. You just need to have some downtime. Right. But we have gone a couple of days without talking, but, you know, it's no big deal because we, you know, text, and when things are happening, you know, we let each other know. And then when we talk, it's like we're catching up on all the stuff that we missed. But, you know, but that's when you're really in a relationship. I think if you're not in a relationship and you're trying to get to know the person and you start out where you're missing days of not talking, then does it mean, are you really interested in the person? You know, because for me, when you're doing long distance, I need to have a conversation with you almost every day until we get to really know each other, because that's going to let me know if I'm really interested. And then, you know, you find out things about the person, you know, what are their likes, what are their dislikes, how to, you know, are there things about them that rub you wrong when you're talking to them? You know, just there's a lot of things you learn in the conversations. But no, so we have, but it's, you know, again, it's long distance. So we're used to doing that.
So if that person was actually in the city, and although you guys know you got the jobs that you have, whatever, and you go 2 or 3 days without actually really talking to each other.
No, that ain't gonna happen being in the same city with me.
Because I mean, my thing is this: it's kind of like if I have to be, especially if I go 2 days or whatever, man, my conversation, I'd be excited to hear from you. You know, our vibe is going to be on point. We're going to be trying to talk about something that we're going to be doing and stuff like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then another couple of days to go by, I'm okay if we're on the same page.
Yeah, but you have to be at that point. You're in a relationship, like you're working your way into a relationship. When you're starting out, it's hard to have the same expectation in that because, again, people are doing different things. A guy could be having other multiple relationships with people. A woman could be doing the same thing. So you're a tryout. This is a trying period. So you're a free trial. Exactly. Let me try this out to see if I like it. And if I like it, I may switch what I'm doing, or I may do something differently. So until you really make a commitment with a person, I say this, until you and a person say, I do for real, everybody's up to do whatever they want to do, because there is no expectations of you really, really being committed to the person unless there's a true commitment on the table where you both are saying, we're committed to each other. We're trying to see where this goes. So we're going to do what we need to do to make sure that we're working on the relationship. Otherwise, you're just hanging out.
Yeah.
So somebody you can just hang out with.
And so that's the thing for me. The only time where I had people that I didn't talk to pretty much on a daily basis were casual relationships.
Yeah.
You can take that to mean whatever you want, but yeah, just casual relationships. It was like, all right, cool. You know, I hit you when I hit you. You hit me when you hit me. You know, it is what it is, but that was understood. And, you know, it wasn't nothing that was going out to try to be a long-lasting relationship or anything like that. So for me personally, I couldn't see trying to be in a relationship with somebody, no matter if it was long distance or if it was in town, without going 2 or 3 days without talking to them. To me, that shows a lack of disinterest, and I would move on.
Yeah. To Marshall, it's not no baby oil next to me. This is what's next to me, Marshall. This is what's next to me.
He thought you was doing Diddy for Halloween.
Yeah, he's a stupid boy. Crazy, man. Hey, I am forever misunderstood. Buck, it says levels, and then he said facts. So, all right, man. I guess y'all answered my question. Y'all answered my question, man. So that's gonna take us to history and blackness. And this week we got my man Black Lift is gonna do it for you. Let's do the honors, but since Fat Boy ain't here today. So history and blackness, Black Lift. Let's go.
All right. Today we're gonna talk about the Chicago Renaissance. And y'all have to excuse me. I'm gonna look at some notes, but we'll go ahead and get that going from that. So basically, the Chicago Renaissance was a flourishing period of African American artistic and intellectual achievement centered in Chicago on the South Side, particularly in the Bronzeville neighborhood during the 1930s and 1940s. Emerging as a response to the Great Migration, which brought hundreds of thousands of Black Americans to Chicago, this movement reflected an ambitious cultural shift and fostered pioneering work in literature, music, and visual arts. Notable figures like poet Gwendolyn Brooks, who later won the Pulitzer Prize, and novelist Richard Wright, whose seminal works like Native Son depicted the challenges of Black urban life, were instrumental in shaping American literature. Jazz and blues also saw profound contributions from artists such as Louis Armstrong and Muddy Waters, who helped make Chicago a cornerstone of American music. At its height around 1945, the Chicago Renaissance produced work that challenged prevailing social norms, enriched national culture, and influenced global perspectives on race, creativity, and identity. Intellectuals and activists like sociologist Horace Clayton and historian St. Clair Drake provided pioneering studies on urban Black life, laying groundwork for future sociological and cultural studies. The movement was pivotal in setting the stage for the Civil Rights Movement, amplifying African American voices in art and literature, and contributing to Chicago's lasting legacy as a hub of cultural innovation and resilience. That is the Chicago Renaissance.
All right. That's what's up. Chicago Renaissance. So basically, I mean, it's good to kind of talk about our Black culture in days back in the day when they basically did a lot of things like that together, you know, that united each other. unlike what we do now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the only things that when we actually get a bunch of us together, it's always something happen violently wise. And I wish we can get away from that. You know, I wish people or even put it back in the schools or whatever. See, this is the type of history that's still not taught in schools right now. It's taking the context is taken out of the books and all that type of thing. So hopefully, man, we can get back to that too when we get the new president. Yeah, I said a new president. Shell, if you watching, you already know who it's gonna be. But anyway, yeah. So that's a good one. Shouts out to Fat Boy for bringing that to us. Chicago Renaissance, man. That's what's up. All right, man.
Again for Fat Boy. Hey, all prayers and everything to you, brother. Get well. Take care of what you got to take care of. We'll always be here, man. Looking out for you.
That's right. All right, man. Let's get into the next one. On to the next one. Okay. Are women delusional in their expectation in dating?
Damn it, Fuel.
What? Why are you damning me? I didn't come up with these. It's just good. It's good conversation piece. Okay. No, it could be.
So as men, what do you think? I mean, Black, you're off the market. But before you got off the market, were expectations of women, were they more than what they needed to be?
It depends on what generation you're looking at, what generation we're talking about. Because if it was dealing with my generation, I kind of already, grew up to what a man's expectation is to court a woman, to let her, show her that I have interest in her. You know what I mean? It was kind of like more. And it's funny that we say that because from the last conversation when I talked about somebody not, calling or whatever the case may be, that wouldn't have been the case in the back in the day with me. You know what I mean? It would have been like me just calling or whatever. But things have changed. The dynamics have changed these days or whatever. So I don't think today that women are really delusional when it comes to dating, except for when it comes to where you go. Certain women, it's not all women. It's like most women want to go somewhere extravagant just for the first date or when you first meet them or whatever. You know what I mean? Just like, they used to say, you remember the whole ordeal that was going on about Red Lobster, saying that they don't like Red Lobster, but when we grew up, Red Lobster was the shit.
And now it's Cheesecake Factory.
Right. The cheese and the Cheesecake Factory. And there ain't nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory. No. You know what I'm saying? So that is when it comes to that type of expectation, yes, I think they are delusional, when you first dating someone. But like I said, but it should be on the guy, I would think, to show the interest or whatever and do things or whatever out of the box. You don't have to do everything, but if her expectation is on some extravagant, yes, I think she's been delusional.
So Dr. Cotton, I do not believe that women are being delusional in their expectations.
Mm-hmm.
What I believe wholeheartedly that they are not being upfront and honest about their expectations. When you start dating, mm-hmm. Okay, if I go out with you and you can't relay to me what you expect me to do or what you expect from this relationship, that's what happens a lot, especially with these younger women. They just expect a dude to just automatically know what the hell they want.
Just see what you're gonna do, and then kind of judge you off of what
right. They let you do what you gonna do, and then the first time you don't do something that they wanted you to do, and they never told you they wanted you to do, then now you boo-boo the fool. You know what I'm saying? They have to. We talked about this before, Phil. When you go out on a date,
mm-hmm.
I expect you to let me know what is it that you're looking for in this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
What are your expectations? What are your deal breakers? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. People don't communicate that these days at all. Mm-hmm. And men should do the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like, it's just like back in the day when and let's keep it a buck. Okay, you meet a girl in the club, right? Y'all get together, and then you expect her to stop going to the club.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you met her in the club.
That's true.
You want her to change her life just because she met you.
Right.
And she was dropping it like it's hot right there.
Right.
She might like dancing. She might like dropping it like it's hot. But you
Yeah.
met her there. So
Yeah.
you can't act like that's not who she is.
Yes,
Right.
You can't go around changing people, you know, trying to change them into what you want when you never expressed what it was that you wanted.
Right.
Communication is key, and nobody communicates anymore in these relationships.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Who is forever I am misunderstood?
That's Buck.
Buck says paying bills for your time, prostitution or nah. No, sir.
Yeah, bills for your time.
The reality is this, you know, women back in my day, you know, you're taught, you understand, hopefully, prayerfully, you had good, solid men that were in your life that was showing you what a man looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we still look for. We look for the men that remind us of our fathers, our grandfathers, our uncles, you know, our brothers, because they were good, solid men with good morals and values. And so their belief was to take care of family. So if you're growing up like that, then why should you have to settle for anything less? And in your general conversation with someone that is trying to get to know you, when they're talking to you, you need to explain to them that, hey, I got strong men.
Mm-hmm.
I got strong men that have treated me like a queen and a princess all my life. So my expectation is that if I'm going to be involved with someone, that person exemplifies what I've been accustomed to being around. Otherwise, I'm not going to be interested in you because you're not exemplifying what I saw growing up.
Okay, but that goes back to like I said back when we were younger, you know. But we're in a new generation now. There's new generations.
But there are some.
But let me yeah, but in the newer generation, you don't have the same guys, you know, that because most of the guys, whatever, most of the guys growing up now feel like they have to have the money. They have to have this. I mean, let me say because of how society has put it out there, how Facebook, all these other things have put it out there that, you know, and so the women expect them to spend money when they see them. And just like Buck was just saying, just what we've been saying, somebody wants you to, you know, fly you out, blah, 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 or whatever, because they know that you're making this money or whatever.
The thing is this, if you have a person and you're genuine, let me tell you what a trick-or-treater would do. A trick-or-treater would treat you like a trick. And they do that because they know that if your thing is sitting there and you're using your financial means to entertain or entice them to do what, that's manipulation. So you're trying to manipulate them into what you want. So you're using what you have financially because you can do that to get somebody and to impress them. But if you were smart and you really had something to you, anytime a man throws money at you, that means he's not really about nothing, because that's all he got.
But what if she that's the vibe that she's bringing though?
No. But if she's doing that, then again, a lot of times when women are asking for something that they can't get on their own, or they're asking you for something that is unrealistic and you're just now meeting them, why am I paying your mortgage and we ain't even had a conversation?
Yeah.
Why am I doing certain things for you until we decide that this is a relationship and we're moving forward? And now we're in this together. Now we start taking care of each other and moving the way we need to if we're trying to see if this is going to go anywhere. But even in that, you got to be careful about what you do, because somebody will get mad that if you no longer are together, now they want to say you used me, you misled me, you didn't tell me this. There's a lot of things to that. But no, I think you have to, you know, a guy has to know who they are and what they want. Part of the problem with women dealing with a man is that they don't know what they want half the time. They just hanging out. And if whatever the little bit they've experienced in life, then they think that that's everything. So if you're outside of the realm of what they know, then you're too much for them because they don't know how to handle that. But yet still you miss out on a lot of things because what you think you need is really what you want, and what you want is really what you need. So you have it totally twisted around as to how you're going to make a move, and the person that you're trying to make the move with could be exactly what you need to have in your life, but because she ain't looking like what you want, now you don't want to deal with that person. But sometimes maybe what you want is not really what you should be having because they're not adding value to you. So you got to really understand if everything that you're doing in these relationships, are women delusional? Some may be, because depending on who your mama is and when she was born would determine what she knows, if she is about all of the stuff you see out here in social media, being influenced with that. If that's the life you're living off of, watching everybody else, then yes.
That goes to the question. Doesn't that go to the question of someone being or women being delusional? Because, like I said, that's how they're raised now, off of the internet.
Some people are, because I got nieces. I got lots of nieces, and they are not delusional at all. That what they did with their husbands, they actually had conversations about what their expectations was for each other, and because of how they were brought up and what they know about how a man is supposed to treat a woman and how women are supposed to act and treat a man. It helps them make the right decision. And even their husbands coming around our family and seeing how we operate made them understand, hey, this is not a joke. Like, you can't come in and just date her and then do whatever. No, because she's been brought up around men that are real men with morals and values. So she understands that.
So what do you say? What do you say to those that don't grow up in that perspective?
Don't be thirsty. Don't be thirsty.
Don't be thirsty. But you still have to look at it from this standpoint, and this is part of the bigger discussion that we need to have as a society. Personal accountability has been lost.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because just like I told you last week and week before that, people are only going to do to you what you allow them to do to you.
True.
So if you come out here like Boo Boo the Fool and making it rain and just spending all your money, you have a choice with that. You know what I'm saying? Stand up for your choice.
So they're not being delusional. They just going with what you basically giving them.
Exactly. They gonna do what you show them. If you go out here and you see LaQuisha with a BBL working at McDonald's, with that nice rack, and you roll up in your Benz or whatever, you like, hey girl, you want to go out? She know what daddy gonna do. Daddy gonna make it rain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So personal accountability has to come into effect.
Yeah. Let me get to this Daisy, what's up? Marsha, I see you. And Andrew, I see y'all. Come in on the conversation. Ain't nobody talking hardly today. Is it delusional when they want a man to fix them? Because I personally think that a woman should fix herself before putting herself out there to be chosen.
And men should too. Because that's the number one problem. As I said, we've talked about this before on shows in the past as well. If you're not going to be a man and stand on business, then how are you going to expect a woman to be a woman and stand on business? You know what I'm saying? You need to fix yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you're not ready for a relationship, stop teasing these girls, man. Stop trying to go out and date 3 or 4 women and all this stuff when you already know that you got trauma from your past. You got PTSD things that are coming up in you. And so you can't expect to go into any kind of relationship with a woman if you're not right. So that discussion goes both ways. There's a lot of women that unfortunately have to carry a lot of baggage around with them. I was talking to my wife about this the other day, and unfortunately, you have to look at the standpoint that about 75% of women were touched or assaulted when they were younger. You know what I'm saying, Dr. Cotton?
Oh, yeah.
75% of young women have experienced some kind of sexual assault in their preteen or teenage years. Okay, and so they got to live their life with that.
Right.
And what do you expect? What do you expect them to do with that? There's some women that can handle it and they move on and they get counseling and they go on, but there are others that can't.
Right.
Okay, and to me, if you're a fixed man, your job should be to help your woman get through those situations.
So, yeah, if you're a fixed man, your job is to help that woman get through that situation. I hope that answers your question, Buck.
Exactly.
Actually, that make a lot of sense. What do you think, Dr. Cotton?
It does, because I think, women spend a lot of time helping men get through their trauma. We have a lot of grace for it. We have a lot of grace for men when they're going through things in past relationships and mama issues, sister issues. We have a lot of grace to help them to say, hey, it doesn't matter what's going on. We're going to do this together and I got you. And so sometimes the thing with a man is to be able to know that he can trust his honest to God open feelings to the woman that he is desiring to be with. And that when he opens up, that she will never repeat anything he says to tear his manhood down.
That is the key, because a lot of these people cannot, when you tell someone something, there are people nowadays that will basically use that against you.
Oh yeah, that's why you keep your mouth shut.
Your significant other something, and they don't use it against you in another conversation. You got a problem.
Oh yeah,
and
relationship get better.
But that's the reality of it. I think having a solid man or a solid woman by your side that understands who you are and can see the good in you, past your pain. They can say, you know what, I'm going to be there and stick this out with him or with her, because I know that once they get through this, that I'm going to get to see the real them. I'm going to get to be introduced to the real person, and that real person will learn how to do some things that they've never done before, which is to love unconditionally, is to be truthful and honest, and to be able to be vulnerable to me. So that in that vulnerability, I learn how to cover and protect them from whatever it is that they're dealing with, and that it doesn't go any further, and that their most innermost secrets stays with me. So whatever they're going through, they don't have to worry about anybody ever bringing it back up to toss it in their face, because I got them knowing and understanding. Once I get you and understand you, then I got you for life.
What about like some people, some women? Well, I hate to say some women every time, but some people only give you a little bit at a time as the relationships.
It's called trust issues. Yeah, but it's trust issues. So if I don't really know you, so this is my thing. I have this thing that
you only tell them so much, right?
Right. So this is the thing that happens, and I'm just telling from my experience. So someone says to me, well, I don't really know you. Well, what is it that you don't know? Because anything that's going on with me, you know. But a lot of times people want you to dig in your past about whatever you did or didn't do, or whatever you went through and experienced, because they think that's getting to know you. It's not getting to know me. You just want to know dirt. That's it, if there's any.
Well, so, I mean, what he's trying to get to know that whatever.
So listen,
something going in that relationship that he might not know.
When you're talking, when you're in a conversation, if a person has issues with something, if you're honest, you're going to put that up front.
Right.
This is what I have issues with, or this may be a trigger for me.
Right.
So you just let them know. But if you don't have stuff, some people that have gone through things, they've gone through, it's over with. They don't bring it up because it's not a trigger.
Right.
It's not something that bothers them. So they don't even feel the need to talk about it. If I'm healed from it, I'm healed. So me bringing it up to you to do what? Because then guess what you do when something you don't like, now you want to throw it back at, this is what you told me back then. No, you want to play this game that you feel like because you think you know my past or you understand my past, that gives you the right to feel like you know me. You don't, because I'm changing every day. I'm not going to be the same 3 months from now.
Yeah.
So there's something in me that is going to change as I continue to grow. But what I can do is I can share with you where I am right now and where I'm headed.
Right.
Anything in my past, if it is something pertaining to my health or whatever, that's a different story. But things that I'm already healed from and I'm trying to move forward with you, I don't need to talk about the past because it ain't adding any out value to me. It's just you having information, but what are you doing with the information? Nothing. Because sometimes people, just to be honest with you, a lot of men and women want to be nosy as heck.
True.
That's it. They just want to know your business. And then when they walk away, they want to be able to know they know something about you to tell somebody else.
Right.
So it's nothing to know. Whatever you need to know, you're knowing it up front. So
let me go ahead. I was gonna say, but let me say this part out loud, which is something that, once again, Phil, we've talked about this before. If you're in a relationship and you really feel like you can't be that person, be the bigger person and walk away.
Right.
Don't hold somebody hostage, because in these relationships, there are couples that end up just holding each other hostage for years and years and years and years. And I was guilty of that. I should have got divorced a long time.
Yeah, should have.
Bro, because you already know. I should have got divorced a long time ago.
5 years in,
I wasn't man enough to be like, all right, you know what? This ain't working. Let's just keep it amicable and go our separate ways.
Yeah.
Because if you can't help them and you're still together, you're literally just bringing each other down.
Yeah.
And you're really just hurting each other. So sometimes, I know people say this and they think it's BS, but sometimes the bigger person has to walk away.
Yeah.
Because you're not for each other. We were not for each other. We're not made for each other. We grew apart. Instead of going together, whatever the case may be, keep it moving, keep it pushing, because that's all we doing is living in a relationship and hurting each other.
Right.
Yeah. Andrew says people set unrealistic expectations, laundry list of qualities that they can't meet themselves. Keep it real, learn to have some grace for each other and grow together. And that is the absolute truth, Andrew, because a lot of people do set unrealistic expectations of other people that they don't have for themselves. And a lot of times when you're doing that, because you're looking for somebody to create your happiness instead of you being happy yourself, instead of you loving yourself. The one thing that I believe that when you really love and dig you can love and dig somebody else without having expectations, because you're going to allow that person to be the best version of them when they show up to have a conversation with you. A lot of people want you to say, oh, well, what about this? No, I'm good. Like I love the heck out of me. So since I do love me like that, then I can be cool and just sit and let you talk and see what happens, because I don't need you to do nothing for me. I don't need you to entertain me. I don't need you to go overboard to try to, win me over. If I genuinely dig you, it will take me time because trust has to build up. But I'm digging you and I'm willing to go through this. Now, a lot of times what's wrong with the guys is that they don't want to take all that time. They want to get to know, like right now, it's like, no, dude, I'm not moving fast, because moving fast means you're trying to take over and control me. So I don't need that. So I need you to let me gradually, let's grow to see what we really like, because see, all the other stuff, you start creating soul ties and strongholds. Now you gonna be digging me more than I'm digging you, and that's gonna be a problem, because now you're gonna be mad at me because I realize I'm not into you like that, because now you're trying to take over. And this has happened to me a couple of times where guys have really came in trying to come in real strong, and then they do that trying to, smother me.
Right.
Then, when I'm not responding, or I'm like, hey, let me have a good 3 to 6 months. Because in that time, I'm going to know. Because if I piss you off and you still mad 2 weeks from later, then I know this is not good for you. Because I can guarantee you there are going to be times you're going to be really out. And
that's the thing. when these relationships first start out and they love bombing the hell out of you.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, come on, cuz, come on, man. Really? Yeah. What people also don't understand is that I can actually and honestly see why the average age of people getting married has like gotten higher and higher.
Yeah.
Because what you want at 20 may not be what you want at 30.
Mm-hmm.
What you want at 30 ain't what you want at 40.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so you know, you really have to get to know yourself. And yeah, I made a mistake. I got married at 20, but you know what I'm saying? And as I matured and grew, that's like I said, we grew apart.
Mm-hmm.
Because we weren't, you know, we really weren't compatible to jump, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But you know, that's what it comes down to. You really have to know yourself as yourself before you can know yourself as a couple.
Yep. That's very true.
That is true. That is true. That is true. Well, that I guess that answer our questions. You know what I'm saying? Are women delusional in their expectation in dating, or men delusional in their expectation in dating as well? You know,
Don't be just silent. People just don't tell you what they want.
Yeah.
You said, you know what? What about that though? Being silent and not telling what you want, not saying what you want, but you just basically, like you said, expecting them to do things, do or whatever. You know what I'm saying? How long do a person need to stay silent before they let the person know, hey, or you know, because that person may think he's doing something for you. He might think that he's, you know, like you said, trying to shower you with love and all this type of stuff, or whatever. And that's not even what you want. That's not really what you was expecting. You was probably looking for a protector. You know what I mean? Just a protector or whatever, or someone, you know, that just basically want to be able to conversate, you know, like words of affirmation and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. But if you don't let that person know that, I mean,
if y'all are if you're 2 or 3 dates in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like it may be going somewhere. That to me, that should be the time where maybe you'll be like, okay, where do you see us? Where do you see us in 3 months?
Right.
Where do you see us in 6 months? You know what I'm saying? What are you looking for?
I'm gonna start at that. That's a good idea. That's just, I would start at 3 because
that's why
I want to know what's gonna happen in the next 2 or 3 months. You know, at least
the thing is, what piqued your interest in? I ask people, like, when you talk about talking to me, what is it that? Why are you wanting to talk to me?
Dr. Cotton, it's looks. It's looks. I don't give a damn what nobody says.
Well,
your initial attraction to somebody is the way that they look.
Well,
yeah, but the reality is this: once you get past the looks and realize that the person has a real brain and really is deep, then the looks ain't what it is, because now they trying to figure out how they're going to be able to engage in the conversations. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times they're not going to stick around if the conversations ain't going the way that they want them to go.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Andrew says communication is key. Assuming that someone can read your mind is asinine.
It's true.
It is very much so. But that's why you need to take your time. Like when you start out with, and when you get to the 3rd date with somebody, or and I say hanging out. So I don't tell nobody they date me. You can't date me. Mm-hmm. We can hang out. Dating is only going to be for the person that I am really serious and we're saying we're moving forward into the relationship. But in the beginning, you're hanging out with me. There's no pressure when you hang out with people. I think a lot of times when
what's the difference is hanging out and dating.
People feel that when you're dating them, that you're absolutely going somewhere. Mm-hmm. No, I'm just getting to know you. If mm-hmm. I'm hanging out with you, I can relax. Mm. You can relax. There's no expectation of a relationship. We just hanging out to see if we like each other. But when you start saying, well, let's date. I want to take you on a date. I want to date you, this, that, then you're telling me I want to be in a relationship with you. When I say we hanging, that means we're free. I don't have any expectations with you.
So if somebody just wants to say, hey, I want to date you, I want to go out with you, you'll just say what? Let's hang out.
You're not dating me. We can hang out.
So if you're hanging out, who? I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Who's paying? Are you paying for yourself? Are you paying for himself?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
consist of. Yeah.
Look, if I have money and a lot of my male friends that I've had, we've hung out, I'll pay because it is not a big thing for me. We're friends, we're hanging out. Okay. So whoever has it, treat. That's, and if the person is a gentleman, he's normally going to say, hey, no, I got this one because that's what he is. But
not if I'm just hanging out. I ain't got nothing. No.
Nah, man. See, you trying to that's look. That's why
over there lying.
He's still single, doctor.
He over there lying.
That's why he's still single, doctor. See, he can't. Man, come on,
he just hanging out. Hell no. Hell no. You got but you just hanging out. Sure.
But the thing is this: that when in doing that, the guys are more relaxed. They're able to just have a conversation, and guys open up more. See, you don't have to impress me because I'm not interested in the impression. I just need to know who you are. And I may or may not like you once I really get to know you. But the fact is, if we're just hanging out, that means we're talking about a variety of things. It's not just focused on being on a date and seeing where it's going to go. We're just
hang out. That hanging out don't turn into the date. Like if a man.
But that's okay.
No. Let me finish. If a guy is interested in you, right, and he wants to date you, and then you start off with the hang out thing, and the hangout just end up being the buddy thing. When does it go into the date? You have to convey it into a date, or you gotta. How do you know? How you gonna know the difference?
Because eventually you will get to the point where both of you are saying, hey, let's see where this goes, because you realize you have a lot in common, that you have the same interests. You're willing to, there's things that you naturally start doing when you are hanging out with a person, and that person and you get closer. So it's not a thing about I'm dating you, because this is what messes up women. And I'm getting ready to just tell the truth
said calling Dutch in the beginning.
When men take a woman out on a date, women automatically, a lot of them sometimes expect the man to do everything. When you say that you're dating a woman, her expectation now is that since you're dating me, that means that whatever I want, that I'm looking for you sometimes to help me and assist me in whatever that is. And you don't even know the person that like that. But this could be what the expectation is when you're dating a person.
Is there expectations though in going and just hanging though too? Just like you said, you might expect me for it because y'all hanging.
Look, because on the up and up,
you just say, hey, we hanging out and
you hanging out. That's it. And they like, okay, because the deal is this. I don't need you to be confused because your feelings gonna get hurt. You trying to date me, that's a whole nother deal. Dating and hanging with me are two different things. So your best bet is to hang out with me first to see if you really dig me, because I'm gonna show up at being really who I am. And sometimes guys that think they, smarter than the average bear want you to be cute and prim and proper and, be the yes and the trophy wife. Absolutely not. I got a brain. I know how to think. Like I got goals and aspirations for things. So I'm not motivated to just be on your arm. That doesn't motivate me. So, and if you don't have a brain and where you can have an intellectual conversation, for me, and just intimately talk to me, before ever anything happens. But the conversations we have gets me aroused to be like, oh yeah, this dude makes me think, okay, I can see myself with him. I can see myself waking up and looking at him and hanging and doing whatever. But if that doesn't happen in the time that I'm hanging out with you, then I know that you're not my guy. And I'm probably not your girl.
Right. So it gives you a good sense of knowing what you want and what you want with the person.
So that's what Andrew said. Andrew says, I've always been sapiosexual, more attracted to highly intelligent women. Looks come after that. So it's funny, Andrew. It's funny that you said that, Andrew, because
in a house.
Because that's what my wife is. She's always been attracted to intelligence.
Yeah.
So basically, if you can't carry a conversation,
it ain't gonna work.
The English language, and you can't hold it together, then it's a problem. And so, but that's kind of like what I was saying with a lot of dudes, right? So there's a lot of dudes that say you fishing off the company pier, right? You at work, okay, and you be hanging around all these women and all this stuff, and I'm keeping it a buck. There's some women that probably ain't the most attractive, right? But you done hung around them. They cool in the fan. They smart as shit. They a hard worker. They this, that, and the other. You know, they might be in the 5'6" range, but look, that brain is a 10, and look, she can hold it down and blase. And then the girls that get rejected and don't get dated and all this other stuff. But for me, that's the one you should be going after.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to go out to these Barbies and get you a brainy Barbie, somebody that's smart. You know what I'm saying?
And because people,
here's the thing, but it takes time for that. It takes time for you to get to know that.
Exactly, and that's the whole thing
on the online dating, because you're gonna pick the one with the titties and the booty on the online dating.
That's all you see.
Right, that's all you see. So you don't know what's
you don't know. You ain't had the conversation yet. You know
exactly.
What I'm saying? I mean, and I've done that. I've picked the ones that was cute, whatever the case may be, and you know the conversation wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? The vibe was what I call it. Is just not.
And you know what? I think I've ran into guys that are highly intelligent, but they just want to talk about themselves.
Right.
Like you want to talk about you all the time, and you want me to hype you up, but then you're not telling me where we're going. Like, where do you see the future if you're trying to be with me? What's the next game plan if you're trying to be with me? You can tell me, oh, well, this is my day. This is what I've done, this, and this. And then somebody told me, well, you don't ask me enough questions about you. I don't need to. You telling me about you. So the fact that you giving me all the information, there's nothing for me to ask you. Because you're telling me.
Talk to you right.
Hello. But if everything is about you, then you're not interested in me. And if you can't tell me, hey, this is what I see, or I really want us to try to work on this so that we can move forward into a relationship, you know, getting married, and these are the steps. A man needs to have a plan. Like, you can't go to a woman and say, hey, I want to just hang with you or be with you, but you have no plan. Women look for men that are leaders. Like, you ain't got to have all the money, but can you have a plan so that we know where we're going?
Where we going?
So that I know how to get behind you and help push you, or help come up and do some things that I need to do to help you get to where you're going.
This is the thing too. As men, we can't be afraid to let the woman know what our plan is, because we think that they can't handle it, or they can't, you know, they're not going to be a part of that plan. And you just basically, you know, got with them because of their attractiveness or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, crazy.
I'm one of the ones to learn that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I did everything for them as opposed to giving my plan on what I really want for me, and kind of being like on a hopeful tip that they could see where I'm at and they're gonna come to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I've done it for 2 or 3 relationships. It don't work. You know.
But this is the thing. Let me tell you something, Stephen. When the right person comes along,
don't call me Stephen. That's my government.
Yeah, tell him.
When the right person comes along, you don't have to really tell her anything.
True.
Because what she does, she takes mental notes. She takes mental notes as to what you like, how you move, what you do, the things that interest you, the conversation that you're having, that you're talking about what you want to do, which is including her. See, when a man tells me his goal, and his goal includes me, and a direction that we're going in, that he can see us doing things and accomplishing things together, now I can buy into the vision, because now I know where you're going. But if you're sitting here talking to me about you and only you, then you have no vision for me.
Yeah.
So you trying to get me to help you get somewhere, and you ain't even got me included.
Yeah.
So I can't do that.
One of my faults were is getting with someone that didn't understand what I do or was not a part of what I do. You know what I mean? In other words, it's kind of like, for instance, knowing the entertainment business,
Right.
kind of, if they don't understand the entertainment business or trying to get to know the entertainment business, it makes the relationship difficult.
But it depends on it. So being in entertainment,
you
so
don't have to be in the written, but she has to really.
You don't have to, but
yeah,
but this is what it is for us
exactly.
That's been in entertainment since we've been in high school.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is this: when you're with someone, it's really about making them feel comfortable about what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Making them feel like they're included. They may not be writing and singing or acting and all of that. But there are ways to include them in what you're doing and conversations that you need to have when you're trying to make a decision on something that you're going to do, whether it's music, whether it's fashion, whether it's movies and all that stuff. You can include them in that. Part of the problem is we try to sometimes departmentalize what we're doing with personal life and business. But when you want the person in your personal life to be a part of it, you got to kind of explain to them and then just bring them around so that they can see. The thing is, this is always having the respect factor when you're out. When you know that women are going to be flocking to you or they're going to be gawking at you and your woman is there, is to make her feel comfortable enough to know that she's it. And when any woman comes up and trying to holler at you or saying certain things, always introduce your woman so that they know that this is not a game. Because when you come over here, you got to deal with not just me, but you got to deal with her too. Exactly. That will slow people down. The one thing for me being in entertainment for a long time is that the person that I was with, taking them with me and whatever was happening, it's like a job for me. If I decide that I'm going out and I'm going someplace, this is networking for me. I just want you to be around so you can see what's happening. So then you know what my moves are when I'm not with you. It's nothing that I'm hiding, but I want
people, they don't understand that though. A lot of people don't.
You know what? But
the problem is that just like Dr. Cotton said, the number one problem is insecurity.
Yeah.
Of course.
If that woman feels insecure or unsecure, or that you doing all this and this and this and this, and she's not included, that's where a lot of the stuff happens. That's where the insecurity comes up.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you a true story. I was in Atlanta, and me and my ex, and so we were at this club and we were hanging out. It was a night that I had time off and he had time off, and we was hanging out, and so we went out, and when we went out, we went to this club, hanging out, having drinks, standing there talking, had a good time. Well, when it was time to go, I was like, hey, I'm getting ready to go to the car. He was coming behind me, but when we got outside, he left his phone, he went back in. So when he comes back out, he's walking. It's about 3 girls walking with him. And one is really in his face, having this conversation. So I'm in the car and I'm on the driver's side and I'm looking out the window and I'm laughing. Yeah, because they don't even have a clue that he has someone. But I know that they're trying to get at him because I saw them watching him when we were inside. But I'm laughing, no big deal. So when he gets to the car and the girls still walking and talking, they ain't been more thinking about me. But he says, hey, this is my wife. And they looked at me and they like, oh, snap. And I bust out laughing. Right. And the girl asked me, she said, you not afraid something gonna happen? I said, no. When we together, we go home to each other. I'm not worried about somebody else because we have that much confidence and trust in each other. And it's a compliment. A lot of people don't realize when you are coming for somebody else's man or somebody else's wife, you're complimenting the person that they with.
Dr. Cotton,
look, if you're not hollering at my girl, then I don't want her.
What did I say at the beginning of the show? Dr. Cotton, do you remember that?
If you ain't trying to holler at her with me,
once again, what did I say at the beginning of the show? Nobody wants someone that nobody else wants.
Exactly.
I said
but
that.
It's a compliment, and people, we gotta stop being upset because somebody is complimenting you because they're trying to holler at who you with. The thing is this: when you know the person you with and they know you, you don't have time to spend a lot of unnecessary energy being upset or trying to check somebody when you get in the car. Why was that dude or why was she all in your face? She in your face and in his face the same reason why you are, because they know that they look good or they want to be with them. So they're trying to do what they need to do. And so you got to be able to just be cool with them being them.
Exactly.
You know? And when you have
that, like you said, a funny story. Look, we went to the drive. We're gonna read them. We went to the drive-through today at Burger King, and my wife was like, "I seen that bitch trying to flirt with you." And she was sitting over there laughing her ass off.
To be a bitch though.
At the drive-through at Burger King trying to holler. I'm like, God damn! I'm in the car with my. I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm in the car with my wife, and this chick trying to holler.
Yeah, but why did she have to call her a bitch though? Why? I see that. Is that a woman thing? Is that a
no? Because sometimes them sisters that see them brothers with vanilla get a little outside of themselves.
Listen, no. You know, my wife is white, and the chick at the drive-through was white.
Oh, she know that you white. Yeah.
Look, she know what's up.
Let me see.
Like, hey,
she's not lactose intolerant. That's what she knows.
Exactly.
She's not lactose intolerant. So
exactly.
She was.
Lance.
Okay,
Gary got Kelly. Lance said, "I'm finding little booty."
What the hell?
That's his thing. That Lance liked them hourglass figures. That was
we know LA for a long time.
Yeah, he likes them sharp, petite hourglass figures. That's what he likes.
Renee said, "I guess I'm just old school. My husband romanced me to dated 4 years and been married to him 42 years.
I know that's right.
That's old school. That's what you know. What I'm saying that's how it was. But what is it now?
But you know what? When they were married,
it was a different time 42 years ago, Miss Renee.
Because I was getting ready to say, when they got married, when you think about it, they probably was starting out. They were going through a lot of ups and downs together. They didn't have a whole lot. They were probably both going to school, just finished school. So you know, when you younger, you have a little more tolerance to handle some things and walk through life together because you're starting out with nothing. It's when quote
a lot of women these days don't a lot of women these days don't get that. A lot of women these days don't understand that in a real successful relationship, it's work. It is.
Everybody puts emphasis on finances.
Yeah.
So when you're constantly putting emphasis on how much money you have and what you do and don't have, then it makes it hard for you to get to know the person because you're looking at, is he driving up in a Bentley? Does he have a Rolex on? Do she have the hourglass figure? What kind of car is she driving? Do she have 100 jobs because she's Jamaican? You know, all of these things that you're equating to love, and it's just stuff. So if she got a whole lot of stuff or he has a whole lot of stuff, then you think that you popping. But the reality is what you're missing is the ideal of what a true relationship is, and not trying to be like the Joneses, but just trying to be.
That's why.
So like to Miss Renee's point, what people these days really don't understand, and this is another one of my sayings, hard times make hard people, and soft times make soft people. I promise you, 42 years ago, even though things may have been cheaper per se or whatever, they went through some hard ass times. Right now, just cause gas is over $3, $4, $5 a gallon. Y'all think that's hard? That is nothing. We're raising a generation of soft people.
What do you mean ain't nothing? It's $7 here. You crazy? That's something.
What here?
It's $7.
No, it ain't $7. It's $5. I
was going to say, bro, it's $2.50 here in Texas, my guy, but okay.
Whatever, dog.
Anyway, and Lou says, what does the woman have? She needs a plan as well to make it 50-50.
And Lou, you're absolutely right. So the reality is this: a man can have a plan, and a woman can have a plan, and you come together to make sure that both, whatever you desire and whatever she desires, happen. A lot of times in relationships, women would forego what they want to try to make sure that the man's dream or vision comes true. And then she finds herself later on with some resentment because she never continued to do what she needed to do. You can do both. The thing is this, you got to, that 50-50 thing doesn't sit well with me. So you got to put 100% in, both parties, not because of anything else except for you wanting your relationship to be successful, and you're willing to do whatever it takes to make it that way. Mm-hmm. So you can have a goal, she can have a goal. You have goals together that's going to get you to where you're trying to go. And eventually you will find out that your goal and her goal is not too far from each other, that eventually they start intertwining where everything starts moving in one direction. But if we keep trying to play separate, oh no, that's your stuff over here, that's yours over there, we can't put it together, then you definitely don't grow, because you're always separating what you really need to be putting together in order to get to where you're going.
Right.
So Andrew says, growing up as a naturally altruistic child made me a compassionate man, so that whatever environment I'm placed in, success is inevitable. Women I dated in the past left in a better position. Well, Andrew, you a real one, my G. That's all I can say. Like I said,
if you left them in a better position, because they're gonna give all my shit back whenever I put it on, gave to them. You ain't leaving it, no. You ain't leaving me with no better position. I'm gonna funk that. I don't care. No.
but like Phil already knows. My issues were what I told him. I said, when you're a child and you're growing up in your home, right? You're either going to try to be the exact same as your father, or you're going to try to be the exact opposite. And me personally, I tried to be the exact opposite. Now, that was to my downfall, because my dad, he beat my mom, and I did all kinds of crazy stuff, and so I wanted to be the exact opposite of that. So therefore, I ended up staying in a marriage I should have got out of a long time ago, because I was trying to prove something to my father, who's passed away a long time ago, to my dad and my family and all this other stuff. And I really wasn't being true to myself. So
I mean, you still went opposite regardless on what you learned. You just stayed in it longer than you probably should have, but you still became the person who you are right now because of that, which means you're still opposite of what he was. You know what I mean? So you made the right choices. It's just you made it with the wrong person.
These are facts, Bill. Yep.
They want everything to be free spirit. Shit, we caught the bus together everywhere. But I remember when my first girlfriend, well, we was like 17, so we all, of course, we caught the bus. I don't think I've been grown to caught the bus with nobody, but you know what? Here in California, we got the what do you call it? The red line trains, the underground trains and stuff like that or whatever. I would catch a bus with my girl on one of those. You know what I'm saying? But I might have to take a pistol or something, because it's crazy down there. But what else you say?
She said,
right. Go ahead.
He says that that's right. There were times when he didn't have a job. I did it, still worked, but when he blew up, I didn't want for nothing, absolutely nothing. And the crazy thing, I was speaking to Mr. Lance Nichols, who is actually on the movie. He's one of the stars in our movie, and me and him had that conversation yesterday. And he talked about how the day that I picked him up, he was talking about how he met his wife and where he met her, and that she worked the first decade of their marriage. She was the sole winner, breadwinner as far as the job, and that he worked as a taxi driver there in LA for about 7 years. So that he could actually continue to audition and do the things that he wanted to do. And then he said that when he finally started making money in 2002, He retired his wife, so she's never been back to work since then. He said, and because she held him down
exactly
that decade, that they were now able to live the life that they're living because of the sacrifice she made. And you know, their relationship, they've been married 44 years. So they have a very, very beautiful relationship. And just, you know, so when you meet the mature generation that have really understood what relationship was, and it wasn't because, you know, you didn't buy me that fur coat. It is because when we didn't have any heat in the house, you kept me warm. It was, you know, when the water was cold because the gas was not on, we boiled water to create warm water. So, you know, when you go through struggles with someone, when you don't have, the bittersweet is when you get to the point where you are having now and you don't have to do the things you used to do. And so you can be behind each other and push one another because you appreciate the things that you went through.
Right.
And now,
there's nothing better than you know, having someone that has your back. And it goes back to what you were saying earlier, as to sometimes you have the woman that can automatically visualize where you guys are going.
Yeah.
You know, some women know, like this man, I know
that
he's
dude is about to blow up.
They see exactly, you know what I'm saying? We might have to, you know, struggle a little bit, but he got it to get there. You know what I'm saying? That's the woman I'm looking for. We're gonna leave it on that note.
you already know, man. I told you, my wife, man, as soon as I met her, look, we made big money moves and did what we had to do, you know. After 29 years with the first one, we ain't have shit.
Exactly.
Years with this one, and we got whatever we need.
Yeah. And she seen that, and she seen you. She knew that you was gonna be that man. You know what I mean? She knew it up front. You know what I mean? So sometimes, you know, I mean, I just gotta find that woman that knows.
I just gotta find one
that knows. That she knows. You know I'm about to blow up, baby. You know you better get. You better come on, girl. No, but that's gonna do it. Hey, man. Woo. Hey. See, Rhonda, I told two was good because we still went over. We still went over. Right, but you guys know, every Thursday at 6 p.m. come and join us. Join the conversation. I appreciate everybody that tapped in. Renee, what's up? I appreciate you. Lou came in. Who else? I'm just gonna shout everybody out before we leave out here. Lou, Andrew, Marshall, Daisy, Michelle, Mace, Carolyn, Lance, Toy, and Tia, Leilani. Hey, what's up, Leilani? Kiki, yeah. And I forgot. I can't see on what's the name. It's off already on Instagram. But appreciate you guys, everybody that came on and commented. Next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Share, like I said. And whether y'all think so or not, we get ready to blow up, dog. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care if it's 5 of y'all. We still gonna blow up. That's what's up. That's what's up. You got anything before we leave? Liv?
Yeah, I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Fat Boy, we miss you, bro. Come back stronger.
Yes, sir.
Other than that, everybody tell somebody else to come and check us out. I mean, we trying to keep it real with y'all. We really do appreciate y'all. And that's it for me.
All right. What's up, Miss Cotton?
Well, Fat Boy, you know, we are in prayer that everything goes well with your family, and see you next week. And as always, be good to yourself, be true to yourself, love yourself, and take care of yourself until next time.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, man. And remember, if they talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace.
And all the reasons don't fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to deal with it unless I had